Hello, my dear listeners. I hope you're doing fantastic this day. Again, I almost said night. It's day, not night. I gotta stop doing that. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we have another story that is a sequel to a story I previously narrated. The name of this story is London Nights Part 2. This is the second part of that night in London. The series is technically the London Nights series, And this series is by the fantastic Extyrsys. Honestly, just a genuine person, very nice to work with, and I really appreciate them letting me narrate these stories. So with that said, and without further delay, this is London Nights Part 2 by Extyrsys. Enjoy. 3 days. It had been 3 days since I was face to face with a Reaper. That's what the people I had met along the way have called them. They're all dead now. Or at least one may have lived, since he ran off without us knowing in the middle of the night, and being honest, he was one of the nicest guys I had met out of the group. There were about 3 of them when I first came across them. I never got to learn their names, funny enough. They didn't want anyone to know, really. It was pretty odd, but when the world's like it is now, I can't blame them. The days have been horrible. You thought night was bad? Reapers become more dangerous and hostile at daytime, when the sky first starts to turn orange. I've only seen a few, but I know there are more. I just know. After the nice kid ran off, the mother was impaled by a Reaper while we were being chased, and the father up and shot himself in the middle of the road. I was almost caught when the report alerted one. We found the gun off of a dead officer on the side of the road, and knowing it could help, we took it. It had 1 bullet. Now gone. Right now, nightfall starts to show in the sky, and I slowly start making my way out of the building, still being cautious. It's a pretty cold evening. The cold air was latched onto my skin, and the rain had been frozen to the ground. My breath creates a cloud of vapor in the already foggy air. As I make my way through the fog towards the city, 2 rear lights are spotted through the thick gray. I quickly run toward the glowing red lights, and to my surprise, it's a military vehicle. There is a turret on top, and I notice that this vehicle isn't British military at all. It's a United States Humvee. The driver's side door is open, and inside it's cold. I see a service M17 on the car floor, and I take it, knowing it will be useful if I need it later. I can only wonder, what was the US military doing here? Was it because of those creatures in the city? I wipe the thoughts out of my mind, telling myself to keep on going, to not look back, because that may be my downfall. After about another hour of walking, I reach the Piccadilly Circus. The family called it the Dead City because the whole area is filled with silence and eerie feelings. But I'm not here for that. It's the underground metro system I'm here for. The father told me before the clock stopped and the rain settled in, people in the city were calling out about safety. They heard about the attacks of the Reapers, and they wanted to reach out, so they said to come to the underground. I walk more and then I see it, an entrance to the underground. My body fills with relief as I practically run to the entrance. I have to stop though. I hear a faint click, click, click. All that relief turns into fear and I dive towards cover. I peek my head over and see a fairly large Reaper walk towards the library. This one is very different from the others. It only had 4 legs, walking on its knees, and was the size of a medium bus. I practically crawl with my fingertips, moving as slow as possible, and as slow as to not get spotted by that thing. Inch by inch, I dragged myself toward the metro. I go underground, and it's freezing cold down here. I walk onto the tracks and make my way through toward where they said to go. I'll be back in a bit. It has been another hour since I started my trek, and I don't think they're here. But I don't think I'm alone either. I hear these noises. Not the clicking of the Reaper, but the struggled whispers like they were short on breath. I'm thinking it's only myself, as the only light I have been getting was my torch and the occasional skylight from a station. I go to sit down on a station bench because I went from Piccadilly Circus to... Actually, I don't know how far I went. I'm enjoying my short rest when I hear a faint "help us" in the background. I freak out and start making my way to the stairs out of the metro, thinking someone was there. After a while, nothing happened and I go back towards the bench. I then turn around while I walk to the bench just to see if there was anyone there. My heart drops to my ass when I see very thin, stick-like men in US military outfits. They had spikes protruding from a lot of their body, painted red with blood. One of the bony men started running towards me, hands outstretched, and I pulled the M17 from my waistband and fire into the darkness. I hear a shrill scream and a thud as the soldier's body falls to the ground dead. The other soldiers run up the stairs to the daylight of the outside, and I run down the tunnels of the metro system again. I think they may have stalked me from the moment that I went to the Humvee, but I'm not sure. Stalkers sound like a good name for them, at least for now. As I walk through the dark tunnels, my torch illuminates more of these bony, spiked stalkers. These ones are naked, with their ribcage and other bones exposed. They make no effort to attack me, and I have no need to attack them. Their blackened eyes follow me as I slowly inch through the crowd of them, and not one goes to attack. At the very end, one grabs my shoulder, and before I can attack, he says in a very short-breathed and raspy way, "Are you here to save us?" Chills fly through my spine and tears well up in my eyes just at how helpless they are, and they seem scared. I wipe the tears and continue on, making my way towards whoever knows. I see another station after a bit and decide that it's time to get out of here. I walk up the stairs to see a town. What? How have I... are the only words that escape my mouth. I turn around and behind me is grass. No metro system, no city, only grassy fields and fog. I reluctantly make my way toward the small village and something drips on my shoulder. I look up and the rain starts to fall again, but hard. I break into a run toward the village. I open a door and shut it, lock every door and window in the house. I remembered from my mistake from last time and locked the basement, and I head up the small staircase and open a door to a bedroom. I lie down in the small, comfortable bed, and for the first time, or at least now, I feel comfortable. I lock the door to the bedroom and lay down again, and then close my eyes. Before I fall asleep, I awake to the familiar click, click, click. I peer out the small window of the wooden house, and I see the bus-sized Reaper from Piccadilly. It raises its head and releases a deep, blood-curdling howl into the rainy night. So now we have the fantastically written Reapers, which are like mantis with skeleton dog heads. And we also have Stalkers, which sound to me like some sort of midpoint between human and Reaper. Well, I guess we'll have to wait for the next part to find out how that goes. There will be another part from what I've been told, and I am very, very excited to narrate it. A huge thank you again to Extyrsys for letting me narrate these stories, and a kudos for being such a fantastic author. You've created an amazing world, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. Also, a huge thank you to all of my subscribers. I love you guys. You know that. I'm not going to get into it. If you enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel. That lets me know that you enjoy my content. Also, consider leaving me a comment. I would love to hear from you. As always, the source of the story is down in the description below. Also down in the description are links to my Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and a page where you can submit your own stories for me to narrate. They can be true or fiction, completely up to you. That was dumb. Anyway, I hope you have a fantastic day, fantastic week, and I hope you're just doing well overall. I also hope to see you in the next video, but, of course, until then, as you know, I hope that you can ever so softly and ever so warily sleep well.